Kaiju number 8 is blowing my mind. I can barely articulate how I feel about this shit when it keeps hitting me with banger chapters. I can't deal! We've been blessed with consistently amazing artwork, panels filled with dope action and epic double page spreads. The story seems to have been going in a seemingly obvious direction, where Kafka is forced to keep his kaiju identity a secret from the rest of the world. But most importantly, from the rest of the 3rd Division, who will undoubtedly try cutting him to fucking ribbons if they find out. Well, Kaiju number 8, chapter 31 recently dropped and it has changed everything. Now there will be spoilers in the rest of this video, so if you aren't up to date with current chapters, let that be your warning. But before we get right into the kaiju meat of the video, please do me a massive favour and hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, give the notification bell a slap so you don't miss an upload, and finally, play the intro. So what the hell happened? After the 3rd Division base was attacked by an army of flying kaiju, all squadrons have been fighting for their lives against a horde of Honju class enemies. Vice Captain Hoshino finds himself going head to head against a new humanoid kaiju, with a fortitude reading of 8.3, making him a Daikaiju class threat. In other words, a huge fucking problem. Also, can we just mention Shinomiya's big ass axe one time? Holy shit, is this thing cool or what? I absolutely love its design, and the fact that the trigger releases shockwaves powerful enough to increase acceleration of the swing is fucking awesome. So anyway, back to Hoshino. My man's forced to unleash his maximum combat power in order to keep up with the kaiju. And for a while there, it looked like he even had it in the bag. Man's spinning round slicing this bitch up like he's fucking Yoda. Unfortunately though, the kaiju quickly regenerates and undergoes a huge growth in power, raising his fortitude to 9.0, completely outclassing Hoshino one-on-one. I gotta give him mad respect though. Hoshino has had to put up with a lot of flack in the defense force for being a blade specialist with a low aptitude for marksmanship. In an era of large kaiju threats, there seemed to be no place for someone who specialised in close combat sword skills. But who's fucking laughing now? Where would they be right now if Hoshino wasn't there, dicing shit up like chopped onions? And just look at him! His eyes are nearly always closed. You just know when characters like this open their eyes, shit's about to go down. When all seemed lost and it looked like our boy Hoshino was about to meet his end, Captain Ashiro turns up to save the day, blasting half the kaiju away with her giant cannon and unleashed combat power. Seriously, this thing packs such a wallop that her tiger, Bako, has to brace her against the shot's kickback. That is insane, my dudes. I fucking love it. And I love that tiger. I want one. After a bunch of shots don't quite make the mark, Hoshino and Shinomiya team up to hinder the kaiju's movements, giving Ashiro all the time she needs to get the money shot and win the battle. Or so it seemed. Right as the team is starting to calm down, a super giant Yoju bomb appears above their heads and they begin panicking as the kaiju's decapitated head calls for Hoshino's attention, just to taunt him with some final words.
Looks like this game is a draw.
But in comes Kafka, the man himself, sprinting past his fellow officers heading straight for the enemy like he's fucking Leroy Jenkins. Without skipping a beat and ignoring the pleas of his vice captain, he transforms, unleashing his epic fortitude of 9.8 as he stares down the giant threat above him as Kaiju number 8. What an undeniably important moment for Kafka Hibino. His decision to reveal his kaiju identity changes everything. He's just changed the whole goddamn game. Kafka has gone from keeping his kaiju form a secret to flat out showing everyone what he can do. And in retrospect, it's kind of obvious things turned out this way. Kafka showed no hesitation in revealing his kaiju form when Shinomiya was in danger. So when faced with another situation like this, it was obviously bound to happen. I just wasn't expecting it so soon. The real question is, how many people physically saw him change? As it stands, the people on base communications are aware of Kaiju number 8's arrival through his fortitude reading, but only the captains and Shinomiya are there to physically see him change, the latter of which already knows his secret. Taking into account that the comms team should know Kafka's rough location, that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be able to put 2 and 2 together, as evidenced from when he saved Shinomiya, as well as the fact that using partial transformation doesn't seem to trigger any warnings their end. So if we assume that the rest of the division doesn't discover his secret, what does this mean for Kafka's future as an officer? Will the captains take Kafka's side and keep his secret? Let's not forget that Hoshino currently harbours somewhat of a grudge against him, even going as far as running battle simulations against Kaiju number 8 in preparation for their next encounter. Basically vowing to take the man's head. Regardless, they're in no position to make a move whilst that giant bomb is a threat. Perhaps after Kafka inevitably saves the day, this will influence how they react to him. Worst case scenario is that they attack him, or, considering their current injuries and fatigue, place him under some sort of house arrest. Maybe it will go completely the other way and the entire division finds out, forcing him into the spotlight to take the position of a hero who fights on their side. Or, if things don't go well, painting him as an enemy of mankind. Kafka's character develops further in this chapter as he aspires even more towards his officer goals. He completely idolises the power and heroism of the captains, and not to mention he just finds them really cool. And let's be real, so do I, they're cool as cucumbers. Kafka admires how amazing everyone in the division is. Seeing these people live and breathe everything he's ever dreamed of undoubtedly fills him with the need to prove himself, which is probably a contributing factor to his lack of concern when throwing himself in harm's way. Honestly, what a fucking sick chapter. There are so many ways this can go and I can't wait to see what direction Matsumoto takes it in. So what did you think of the chapter? How do you think things are going to play out? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I plan to cover Kaiju number 8 a lot more on this channel, so please let me know if there's anything specific you want me to talk about. Alright, I'm off! Please subscribe if you want to see more from me chatting bear breeze about anime or manga or something. Laters.